I'll explain to it after the show. I'll explain what the video is about.
Tell me what you want, babe. Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. 'Cause I can give you what you need. I'll be your fantasy. I got you. Tell me what you want, babe, then come get it. Tell me what you want, babe. Go get it. Man, don't forget it, babe, and you'll get it. Man, don't forget it, babe.
Salute everybody. This is Lawrence Diaz. This is when spirituality and the game combine. You have the thinking class. Thank you for joining us today as we talk about it again today. I can't wait to go in. I had an interesting conversation earlier today, and we do have a Zoom link set up. So those who want to come on Zoom and want to talk, I need to see your face before you talk in my space. Let me say that again. I need to see your face before you talk in my space. I'm just being very clear and very front about what's going on. So before you talk about coming up here, I need to see your face before you get into this space. That's just the real talk. Let me get my phone to drop down, but I need to see your face. I don't care who you say you are. If you come up, you talking crazy, I will mute you and get rid of you and block you. But I need to see your face before you get in my space. Today we're talking about what if we're talking about, again, there's so much I have to say. Yesterday, caught me last night, and I was on Instagram. Shout out to Jenny from the block for coming up, being a good sport, doing what she do. Go follow her, see what she's talking about. If you're on Instagram, go to my Instagram page and see the conversation that I had with Alfie Kingdom Trav. I forgot my other dude's name, and Jenny from the block, as we talked about leftovers. She had an interesting thing that she said it, but I don't agree. So, and it's okay not to agree, but just being very clear, I didn't agree. So I'm being 100 about that. I did not agree with what was being said, but let's go into this conversation. And make sure you hit the super chat, you hit that cash app. Let's get it rolling. If Kevin was a single mother, would they try to destroy his image? If he was a single mother, just a single mother, would they try to destroy his image, or would they say, let's throw a parade and get a t-shirt on and get Black Lives Matter involved in it? I got a serious message today, a serious message. Would they try to destroy his image? Please understand this. I don't care who you are, where you're listening from. I need you to understand this. Ain't nobody on this what's going on? Morning, brother. What's going on? I like the pink on you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ain't nobody in this God-given earth perfect and got it all together. The problem is they would not try to destroy his image. They wouldn't try to come after him. You know why they wouldn't try to come after him? Because we have we look at single mothers as being at no fault. So they wouldn't try to come on him. But let's talk about this, because the real problem is not Kevin. Kevin is not the problem. Kevin Samuels and what he said is not the problem. Kevin Samuels, the person, is not the problem. The problem is the message, and the message has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and people do not like it. Because now they have to face their sugar and honey iced tea, and they have to really think about it. So what do you do when you don't like the message? You attack the messenger. Kevin is not, please don't come up here talking about, who's going to be the next godfather. Stop looking for another idol. Some of you guys. You women, stop looking for another guy you can blame for your situation that's already wrong. The issue is you don't want to face the truth. So you attack the messenger and not the truth of what's being said. So the first thing you do, how in the world and the heaven do you do not like Kevin? Yes, he is just an example. You do not like him, but you go and make a GoFundMe account. You go make a GoFundMe account so that you can get money, so people can feel sorry for you for when you came and chose to go on this show. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for putting that up there. How do you go on GoFundMe, set up an account so people you tell your story? Oh, he did this, he talked to me this way, and I was going through this, and my relationship was bad. So that people can feel sorry for you because you want to play the victim, and you play it on the fact that Kevin has passed away. Not just one woman, and not just one black woman, multiple women. Where are the women checking them? Where are the women checking those women? Sister, you shouldn't be doing that. No, y'all scared. The Lord is my witness. I believe a lot of y'all just talk a good game, but have no game. Where are the women saying something to these women, setting up GoFundMe accounts? Where are you at? Where are you stopping them? When you telling them that's not right? Because you rather be right than correct what needs to be right. I'm talking already. Y'all you got it. I'm already here. You're going to set up a GoFundMe account? You got to be real. You got to be kidding me. You set up a GoFundMe account in a dead man who you said you did not like, but you came on his show, and you came so that you can get sympathy and empathy and make people feel sorry for you so that you can get money, because you can't pay your rent. But you attack the man. The real issue is that what's going on, JMS? The real issue is real issue is here. You don't want to attack the truth. So it's easier to do an ad hominem. When you have nothing else to argue, you attack the person. Thanks. Shout out to my son who is in college, who brought that to my attention when doing debates. An ad hominem. Look it up. If you're educated, look it up. An ad hominem. So the real issue is not Kevin. The real issue is the message. Every time the message of truth comes out, people don't attack the message. They attack what? The messenger. Why? Because they have to find flaws. They have to find where that person, male or female, where they're not doing what they say they're talking about. They have to find some way to discredit what this person is saying because it's bothering them. It becomes a thorn. It becomes a revealing of what they are not doing and what they should be doing. That's the reality of this. You guys don't get it. That is the reality of it. You do not want to face the truth. And so the real issue is, if he was a single mother, you guys wouldn't be saying a thing. Fox Soul, DET, this outlet, that outlet, y'all would be quiet as a church mouse and having flowers sent to her, having the president sign a declaration. We thought about you today. You would do everything you could if he was a single mother. But now we know the real agenda here. The real agenda here, the real story is you have a problem with the messenger, but you have a real problem with men. You have a real problem with men. That's the real issue. You have a real problem with men standing up and speaking their truth. That's what the problem is. The problem, Kevin is gone. He's gone. Some of y'all doing like he was the wicked witch of the rest. He's finally gone. And not realizing that you are the real problem. You are the real problem. Y'all rejoicing and is happy that Kevin is gone. And us men are sitting back looking. If they did that to him and he spoke his truth, what would they deal with? What would they do to me? If they did that to him, trust me, we know every man know there ain't nobody perfect out here. So get out of here. Well, Kevin said this and Kevin did this. You ain't perfect either. If we would have followed you for 24 hours, we'll see how jacked up your life is, how things are not congruent, how messed up your weave really is, how much weight you really need to lose. And we would really talk about it. So don't you come over here on this channel talking about, oh, Kevin wasn't perfect. Neither are you. And until you show me your perfect report card, sit your raggedy butt down and don't you say a word. See, that's the problem is it's easy to point the finger and blame what the person is not doing or what they don't line up, but you missed the message. The message was for you to look in the mirror and say, what do I need to do for you women to be a better woman? For the men, what do you need to do to be a better man? For all you men that's cupcaking other than these women because you don't want to get off that breast. You still on the breast milk. That's the reason why you don't want to stand up and say something, because you're still in a woman's breast milk. You're still on the woman's breast milk, and that's the problem. I know who I'm talking to. All you guys coming, preachers and all that coming on. Well, he said this and he said talk to women like that because you're still on the breast milk. And you're afraid to get off the breast milk because if you get off the breast milk, then you ain't going to be able to stand on your own. Too many of you men are too caught up on the breast milk. That's the reason why you can't stand up. And don't realize that your image is in jeopardy. If they attacked him for standing up, what would they do to you in your own household? What's going on, Joe Blas? What would they do in your own household? What would they say about you? See, y'all men missed it. Y'all missed it. Whether you agree with Kevin or not, Kevin is not, shout out to him, may he rest in peace. He is not the issue. The issue is, and he said this on his channel, we as men, and especially black men, must control our image and how we are seen in the public. He said that emphatically. But no, soon as he passes and transitions to the other scene, y'all got right back on the tip. I really didn't agree with him anyway. He went out, he thought he was sticky. He went perfect. He probably died on top. You get all these, every news outlet and every YouTuber and everything got everything negative to say because you want to go back and get the breast milk. Let's be very honest. You want to get back on the milk because you're not strong enough to stand on your own and be a man and control your image and how people perceive you. That's the real issue. So yes, if Kevin was a single mother, we would not even have this conversation. We'll have Black Lives Matter, we have the Rainbow Coalition, we'll have everybody in the world be like, yeah, he's right, yeah, yes. Stand up for Shakira because he did it. He was struggling. But the moment a man comes up and speaks his truth, whether you agree with the man or not, we have an issue with it. This is not new to culture. This is not what's going on, Charlie. This is not new to this culture. Anytime truth is presented to you, it always causes a threat to your old image. It always is a threat to your what? The image of how you see yourself. That's the real issue. So don't come over here talking all that craziness. The first thing you want to say, he talked rude. He shouldn't have talked to no women like that. First thing you want to say. But in the reality of it is, you tried to topple him and come after his flaws, but you didn't come after your flaws and how the message which was being said needed to correct you. We have a lot of grown asphalt people who need correction. And we have a lot of, let me just say it, we have a lot of women, not all, so don't come on, we're talking in generalities, who act like little kids. Let's keep it 100. Y'all can pretend like you want to, but all this did was reveal what was already there. That's all it did. This whole scenario, everything that played out. Think about it. Men are sitting on the sidelines or sitting watching and say, I'm watching the debates. I'm watching the arguments. I'm watching this one say, Vivica Fox say something. I'm watching this one say that. I'm watching this man something. Do I want to do business with that man? Would he turn on me like he turned on him? That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. That's why we as men and us controlling our image does not mean that we're trying to put down women. See, y'all got it all twisted. Because y'all did so much dirt for so many years, collectively, not all women. You did so much dirt to men. You scared if we get on our toes, and we are on our toes already, that we're going to be some repercussion back to you. That's the real issue. You scared if that man get off the breast milk and begin to eat solid food and stand on his own, you're afraid that there may be repercussions because of what's been happening for the last 20 to 30, 50 years. And I did that purposely. For the last 20 to 30, 50 years, you're afraid that if that man get off of your breast and don't take your milk and stand up and be a man, that he's going to give back to you what you've been given to him. So the first thing you do is you try to shame him. You try to put him down. You try to tell him he ain't nothing. Why would you listen to him? You do everything you can to destroy the image because you're afraid. Shout out to you, John the W. You're afraid that guess what's going to happen? He's going to repay back to you. And you're afraid, like Vivica Fox has clearly stated in her little dialogue, that karma is going to come back and visit you sisters. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid that if men really wake up and really heard the message and not Kevin, please understand the difference. Heard the message and not Kevin. You're afraid that there will be repercussions and retribution for how you've been treating men. Shout out to you, John and W. Thank you for dropping that in. Appreciate that. Blessing, what's going on? This be very, that's the real issue. So what you do is you double down and attack the man's character. How in the world? Who got the time? What man or what woman has the time to go find out where this man lives at? Shout out to OJ Duke Jackson for putting it out there. Shout out to him for having the time to go find out where this man lived at and find out that the name, his apartment wasn't in his apartment, luxury apartment wasn't in his name. Who has time to do that? You don't got nothing else better to do. You ain't got no man you need to tend to. You ain't got to fix your weave and get your nails and hair done. You got that much time that you need to investigate who his daughter is, where his mama is, who his exes are? You got that much time to try to destroy the image of a man that was speaking truth? If it bothers you that much, you are guilty. You are guilty. See, they don't want to talk about that. They don't. If you got that much time to try to find out where this man lived at, if you think about it, shout out to OJ Duke Jackson. If he didn't have any name, he didn't want to deal with you trying to step into his house and show up at his house, knocking on his door. Why would he want to deal with that? That lets you know right there, if he was a single mother, this would not be happening. You men need to wake up and see what's really happened. And as much as I don't want to say this, as much as I do not want to say this, you need to be wise and think about how these women are responding in their emotion, or they're emotional about it. But you need to think about how they respond. Do you really want to deal with a woman who will have that much to say and run down a man that bad in front of you? That's the question you really need to be asking. Do you really want to deal with a woman who will run down a man that bad in front of you? And you say nothing and you just get quiet and mute. If she thought that about him, and she doesn't have to completely agree with him, but if she so venomously went after him, what do you think she would do to you? I'm telling you, if he was a single mother, this conversation would not be happening. They would have a national parade for Kenyatta, whatever it may be, and all her children. They would say, "Oh my God, I can't believe they did this." But don't worry, they did it to Sandra Ali. Who was mad at Sandra Ali? It was the black woman. They were upset for what she said. So it makes me think, if she said this in the 90s and he's saying this in the 2000s, and they're trying to get a message conveyed somewhere, somebody's not understanding, or someone wants to stay in ignorance. Someone wants to stay in ignorance. And if you want to stay in ignorance, guess what you men need to do? Leave these women alone. They are more them than you. What does that mean? You have a choice in who you deal with. Y'all don't understand. You don't exercise your choice, and you keep dealing with the same kind of women who act the way that they came on Kevin's thing, and they come on other channels. Don't deal with these women at all. Don't deal with these women y'all may not like it. I know y'all may not agree, but don't deal with these type of women. Don't deal with them, because they didn't show themselves during his life and after his life. And if they did it to him, baby, they will do it to you. They will do the same thing to you. Interesting today, I got a message from the young lady I call Big Shirley. If you've seen the video I did, she sent a message to me. I want to bring her on. I want you to speak your truth, sister. Tell us what's going on. Why would you say that to me? And it's documented you wrote that in the chat room. I want you to come on. Please explain to me what you meant and where you falter at. So if you want to see her come in, I'm going to bring her in. Not today. We're going to reschedule a day for we can do that. But I need to bring this home so people understand this. If Kevin was a single mother, this would be a totally different conversation. Second of all, the real issue is the image of the black man. You think I'm playing? Look what Tom Lankus did. Immediately, he said something, had some words to say. It is the image of the black man. It is a threat for him to stand up and to speak his truth. It is a threat if he knows more or if he's more intelligent than you. Now we see, when we come to the point where everybody talk about Malcolm X, what he said in there. The most what is it? The most I know I should know it. Unprotected woman in America is the black woman. And everybody want to quote that Malcolm said that. And this was doing what happened when a man got killed in LA. One of the Nation of Islam men got killed in LA, and they went there to have a rally. And he made that speech in LA. Get the context of what was going on. See, the most unprotected woman in America is the black woman. But this is the thing. What type of black woman or what type of woman is unprotected? And who deserves our protection? Because what we see now, every woman does not deserve our protection. I don't care what you say on how you fry it, how you bake it, or how you fillet it. Every woman does, and I know it's a hard pill, and you may not like it. Every woman does not deserve our protection. I know you don't come in here with the Bible, this and this and that. If you can do it on your own, peace and hair grease to you. There has to be a yin and a yang. In order for my protection to be there, you have to follow my direction. You have to follow my lead. But if you want to do it on your own, baby, see you later. And think about the caliber of women that were back there versus the caliber of women these days. It's completely different. You cannot use the context of Malcolm X's speech and drop it in 2022. Ain't the same kind of woman. I don't care what you say. It's not the same type of woman. It's not the same type of woman. And if you think it is, you cannot do that. And what they do is they use the word of a strong man, Malcolm X, to bring you to your knees so that you fall in line and get back on the breast milk. And think that every woman deserves her protection. Some women, as I found last night, do not want the protection of a black man or of men at all. Let them go on their own. Let them swim on their own. Once you realize that, like the young lady, Jenny on the block, you don't need to get no ulcers. You don't need to try to save them. Let them do what they need to do. I'm telling you, brothers, and I'm telling you, some of you sisters, since some of y'all can't even talk to your own sisters, let these people, in a revolution, some people cannot be saved. In a revolution, some people cannot be saved. You got to let them go. Don't try to convince them. Do you think everyone who was in slavery wanted to be free from the slave master? Do you think everyone who was in slavery wanted to be free? No, no, no. Harriet Tubman had to put a gun in people's head. Everybody don't want to be free. Once you men realize that you cannot save, you cannot save them, you got to let them be, you'll save yourself a bunch of headache, and you only deal with women who cooperate. I'm about bridging the gap between men and women. We can talk about the problems of men and women and what they ain't doing. Leave them alone. Let them be. Y'all know what's going on, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Man. On this channel, we were not about bashing women or bashing men. But you got to realize nobody else can save everybody. Got to let some people in the revolution, some people didn't go. When slavery happened, they were trying to get people free. Some slaves said, no, man, I'm going to stay back and stay over here. I'm staying here because the cornbread is good. At least I get to eat. They didn't want to be free. In this situation that we're in, when the truth was presented, the message, forget about the messenger. Some people do not want it. Let them go. Stop fighting with these women. Stop fighting with men who still want to be on the breast milk. Let them go. Stop fighting with Mr. Shirley and Miss Shirley. Stop fighting with them. It ain't worth it. You got to let them go. Jono.
And let's think about this. How about, what have you gained from any of this bickering and arguing? If you haven't gained nothing from it, then what's the purpose of even engaging in the first place? What's the purpose? Just so we could prove that we're different? Just so we could prove we have a difference of opinion? I mean, if you look at the totality of the situation, tell me it doesn't prove evident that we all have a different thought in our mind. It's polarizing, okay? And there's never going to be the end of the conversation. But what you should be trying to figure out for you, not for everybody, for you, is where you get success, and do you have receipts of your own accomplishments? Shouldn't that be it? I mean, I think we get it wrong so often that we think we're supposed to join this the great fight. But guess what? You ain't bring nothing home. So what? You proved your point. So what?
Right.
So what? You get to slam somebody down, you get your 15 seconds of fame, you get to, say your dogged out comment. But guess what? At the end of the day, what does it prove? Okay? We don't come on here trying to be like anyone else. We acknowledge the presence of other people. That's one thing. So to say that we are anything but genuine for ourselves is disingenuous to us. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And this is the other thing. I'm glad you said that. Don't come over here. We're not trying to be the next Godfathers. We're not trying to be the next Kevin Samuels. We're not trying to be like Boo Boo. We're not trying to be like Boo Boo and Kitty. We're not trying to be like this any other YouTubians. We've been doing this for over a year, straight thinking class. We have our own personalities and ways of thinking. Where were you last year when we were talking about this? Not just, but talking about getting yourself together.
And if you're really watching the message, you would see that it's all about empowerment. It's all about bringing up the next person, whether it be a woman or a man. Yes, it's a men's channel, but we are not excluding anyone. We don't shut out anybody, because we realize that it's not just one gender that can benefit from responsibility. And that's why I think we get it wrong all the time. And we spend a lot of time, and I was going to talk to you about this offline, but you might as well bring it up here. We spend a lot of time proving ourselves that people don't deserve it.
Wait. Say that again. I'm gonna put the camera on you for this one, man.
We spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of time proving ourselves to people that don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be proved to. The trolls and the misunderstood and the 5-minute glances or at one particular message that triggered you, you don't deserve for us to have to prove to you who, what we really are. Our people that join us every day is proof that there's a message worthy of it. Okay? If we were talking crazy, people wouldn't join us.
Plain and simple. They would not join us at all. They wouldn't join us at all. There's nothing to prove here. Don't come up here. We ain't looking to be the next Kevin Samuels. Don't even try it. We ain't trying to be the Godfathers. That's the problem. You trying to look for a savior instead of getting the message of what was said. Stop looking for a savior. Please, 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 please stand up on your own hind legs and be a man. Be a woman. Be who you need to be. The problem is the message. It hurts your little feelings. Especially some of you men, you Miss Shirley's. You Miss Shirley's. You men, it stirred you up too much. Because now you got to face what you have just settled for with the women you choose. And you women have to think about how you've been treating yourself and the men around you. And it's not serving you any well. Where are your receipts? Where are your results? I keep saying this, and I need you to get this. The attack is not, you think they're not, they want to dismantle the message, so they go after the what? The message, the messenger. In order to discredit anything, you try to go after what? The person who said it. If you try to go in my life, you see I'm flawed. I done did things that you wouldn't even believe. I done said things. I went here. I done did this. I done did that. Ain't nobody up here perfect. If you're looking for perfect, show me your life. Show me your life. If you that perfect, you got it all together, that you can point out and look into somebody else's life and point out all their flaws. I'll give you an award right here. You'll get a sticker. I'll bring you right up. I'll bring you right up. What time is it? It is at 1 o'clock. Oh, it is past 1 o'clock. Think, John. How much time do you have to spend to go find out where this man lived at? Check where his apartment at, because he didn't agree with him.
What was the purpose, though? What were we gonna do? I think was that the same one that said he was gonna pull up on him?
Yeah, What was the purpose?
What if Georgia's an open carry state, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, what were you gonna do? At this point, you figure by the natural evolution. Kevin, if he's walking around, he probably would have had like a low-level guard or low-level security. They might have had every right to whip the guys behind an approach like that. Although I could tell he was still out in the open on his own, because he didn't feel invincible. He wasn't ready yet. He was definitely on his way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain levels you get to in life, and you could tell. I forgot who I was talking to about this last night, but you could tell the reason why you didn't see him make major steps. He may have bought a watch here or there. He definitely bought some equipment. You could tell, but he didn't really go crazy on his basically new successes, because he probably wanted to track the track record and make sure this wasn't just 5 minutes in the sun.
That's exactly right.
I was watching Atlanta last night. The TV show Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
He was in most of the episode. Did you know that? Kevin Samuels was in most of the episode of the latest episode of Atlanta. Anybody else knew that in the chat room? And I think the portrayal that they were trying to do in the show was to show him the way he was talking about black women. He made an approach to all black people. So they weren't trying to troll him on the show or make fun of him. They were trying to, project the same type of message as if it was for all black people, and you could have even been white and proved you were black.
People missed it.
I think it was a very good episode.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, because I told you, me and my wife don't really agree on his presence in the universe, but we kind of get it in that episode, and we both enjoyed the episode. But yeah, watch the latest episode of Atlanta. He was pretty much a main character in the whole episode.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, know what?
He was bragging about being on set and bragging, oh, your boy is in the, that was basically what they were doing. He had it was a cameo, but at the same time, he was definitely supporting actor in the entire episode.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I think we can do this now, Jono. I done tested it out. We're going to run a test run. I got to figure out where it is now. Okay, and copy link, right? Copy invite. Okay, let's put it right here. We got Zoom today.
Okay.
Let's see if we see if we get it to work. Hit the Zoom link. I gotta see you before you come up. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I gotta see who you are. I think I did a copy invite. think I did the right thing. We're gonna learn. I'm learning today. I think I did. Boom. So if you want to come up, you have something to say what we're talking about, please, and you come, I gotta see who you are. And you will not be on the show. Your audio will only. And I can see you. I need to see you get to come with your face. I need to see your face in the place. But yeah, man, dude, I think that's the thing. I said, like the whole premise of the show was if he was a single mother, it would be a completely different conversation today.
Well, that's the thing, is what you should do in any type of I mean, see, ask me, I want to ask you a question. Do you agree that when somebody poses an argument, do you think that you should try to put yourself in their shoes so you can at least understand their idea?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the reason why people have opinions about Kevin, is because before he put himself in the role of the black woman and tried to dissect her problems, you went into his world and tried to dissect him. And that wasn't the purpose.
There it is. Junior, you're a genius. Say that again. That's the real issue.
Before you went inside yourself to find what he was trying to pull out of you, you went to go and dissect him and lost the message. You just lost it all because you decided you were going to judge him first. And that's not right. What you should do, and that's what I do in any situation. First of all, in marketing, I was taught that you're supposed to listen to your complainers the most. First of all, for every one complainer, there's going to be 100 more that didn't talk to you.
Correct.
So if somebody has an opinion about you or something that they can relay a message, they're really sacrificing their own reputation to complain to you and tell you what they think is wrong about your situation. So if somebody tells you something wrong about you, you should listen to them. You should not automatically judge them as incompetent. You could definitely qualify them. I'm not saying don't qualify everybody says something wrong to you. Some people have it wrong. They definitely have it wrong. But for those who you feel are qualified and worthy, listen to their critique. Listen to what they have to say about what they feel is their experience around you. That way you can make intelligent changes and judgments for yourself. What Kevin did was give you the idea of what a black man is saying without saying it.
Thank you.
The black man does not have the right to judge you or say those things openly, but when we talk amongst ourselves and when we talk internally to ourselves, we're saying, why was this worth it? Why would I pick an average at best person when I have options? Especially if I have $100,000 salary for 5 years consistently, I have figured out my money. Why do I have to settle for a person who's 35 years older, 6, which is basically cute, adjustable, whatever, or average, and then tag along the kids and the baby father you chose in the whole situation? This is what he said. This is what he said people say internally. It wasn't Kevin Samuels saying it. It was what he knew the opinion would be and why you're not getting the results you're getting. Why is this such a hard concept to understand? I'm a nice guy. I don't sound nice saying it either. What? It's had to be said.
That's it. The conversation had to be brought to the table. We've been, John, at the barbershop, on the block, at sometimes after church. This conversation has been going on with men.
He had the formula figured out because he was just talking to the wrong people. For his own popularity, he was talking to the men for years and never got nothing.
Nothing.
He was 50,000 strong at the most in his subscribers, and he was yelling at the men. Oh, you want to catch a fly chick? Guess what? You better have a job. How much do you make? You make 25,000, bro. Go get a raise. He said, you're too young to be working 8 hours. You should be working 16 hours. You should be working 12 hours. I heard the message. It's unfortunate, though. I didn't start listening to that version of the message until I heard the other stuff that made him popular. So what you have to understand is what made that person popular was the uncommon message. the one that was not going to get the praise. He was not going to be a Dumar. He was not going to be a Vivica.
Derek
He was
Jackson.
not going to be that. He wanted to be was himself. And he said, what I want now, I've been helping and doing all this stuff for men, all these years, ain't getting jack. I want to be rich. That's what he said.
And what happened, Jono?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one moment in time. He didn't even know how famous he was going to be. He took a famous moment for himself, a moment in time, average at best conversation where the woman would not just answer his questions. She wanted to ask her own questions. And he said, okay, you want to do that? Well, let me give you this list of rundown questions to ask. And basically he broke it down and made sure she knew this is the reason why we have options. Now, I don't agree with the entire message. I don't agree with everything he was saying. But what I do agree with is the fact that he was trying to tell you the truth from a perspective that you ignore every time.
Dude, it's like it's been so. The conversation has been going on for so long with men internally, not just externally, but internally inside of us. And now that the cat is out the bag, baby, it's going to happen. You want to come up on Zoom, you want to say something, you can come up on Zoom. I'm watching it right now. Any participants, you hit the link, and hopefully the link works, and you can come up.
Here's what I think. Okay, you got a chance for a person to try to make it. He wasn't making it being nice to women. I'm sorry, he wasn't making it being nice to guys.
No,
he wasn't making it standing by the mantle holding candles up and perfume. Okay, he wasn't making it that way. Okay, he wasn't making it trying to, what he did. You could tell he used his momentum from his approach. He used the momentum from his approach to change trajectory. Remember we talked about the cannon? If the cannon is pointed at the ground, it has the same force as if it were pointed in the air. It's about how far the shell is going to go. In Kevin's mind, he was pointing the cannon in the wrong direction. And he finally pointed in a direction that got something he'd been looking for the whole time. If he didn't care about monetization, his channel wouldn't be monetized. If he didn't care about Patreon and all kinds of ways to raise money, he wouldn't have even put the effort into it. Okay, you see me, I got a message up. I'm not throwing out a bunch of ways to get paid this way. I'm contributing. It's a big difference of contributing this person trying to make it their lifestyle. Okay, he's been a image coach as person. I don't know how much he got paid to do that, but he obviously it wasn't working as a job. No. Because why would you be doing YouTube if that's what you do professionally? Then you don't need to make money doing this. He don't need to say get the likes up. He don't need to say run my super chat. Give me my badges on Instagram. He was trying to make this a lifestyle for him to make money. He's trying to make some money off of something you guys ignore.
It's been happening all the time. Everybody make money off of us. What's the problem?
And what happens is when you end up with a champion, a person who's willing to tell somebody the hard pill they don't want to hear. We always talk about red pill and blue pill and purple pill and all this other stuff, but you ain't taking the tough pill. Okay? You ain't taking that tough pill. When you got a certain thing wrong with you, sometimes the doctors give you these pills that are real big. There's large capsules. Well, listen, take some water. You got to really get this one down. That's the tough pill. Okay, those are the capsules that's supposed to really emit a lot of dosage without a lot of, it's like time release capsule. You get what I'm saying? And what happens is sometimes when somebody got to give you the tough pill, you can't take it. You're just refusing it instead of knowing that this is good for you. Okay? If somebody tells me, hey, listen, if I, God forbid, I end up on the dating market again, somebody says, okay, well, you need to shave that gray. You need to, why don't you lose like 50 pounds? Why don't you go and buy a new car? Why don't you make sure you get your money up? Make sure you got a good cash flow in the bank, because that's what women are looking for. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you to play with their feet first. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that. But you know what? Somebody who knows, like remember the girl we was talking about on Facebook? She'll tell you what women ain't telling you. You see? And then you get back on the dating market and you'll be thankful because somebody was real with you.
I think that's the problem right there. You don't know what the consumer wants. You don't know what the consumer wants, John.
Yeah.
It's the assumption that I should just take anything that's given to me without any mouth talking back about it.
His approach is what offended you, but you didn't listen to the information.
Thank you.
You didn't listen to the information. He was giving you gems. He was giving you pearls. That's what my mom used to say. You dropping pearls. You dropping pearls. Those are instead of 10-cent words, you dropping dimes and $5 words. I'm telling you. Why was that so hard? Because if your mother talked to you like that, you were supposed to take it, right? If your daddy talked to you like that, you were supposed to take it. But you ain't qualify him. That's why you couldn't take it. But if TD Jakes told you, you'll take it.
If who said it?
If TD Jakes would say it, you'll take it.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
Okay? If the police officer tell you, you take it. If your boss tell you, you'll take it. You know why? Because you feel like the risk is too great. Some of you don't even listen to those people that influence. You just do what they say because they have an influence on your money and then on your lifestyle. But you ain't really listening. This guy was giving you something for free and you chastise him. What you should do is take that little advice and take it to the bank. That's what you're supposed to do. Put it in the bank. If you a size 12 and you 5'3",
baby,
your inseam is less inches than your waist. Do you know that?
Say that again.
If you 5'3" and a size 12, your inseam is less inches than your waist. That's just math. That just means you round. You are literally round. Somebody can take a tape measure, go around you, and it'll be the same circumference height as width. Now tell me if we ain't dating, so why would you be offended by me telling you that? Why would you be offended by me telling you that? We don't have no skin in the game for each other. You'd rather hear it from your brother who's already married, who's already got a wife, who's already got kids, who already has success in the dating world. Success meaning I done graduated out there twice. I got 2 T-shirts, okay? Why wouldn't you wait for your brother to tell you something like that than the man in the club embarrass you? Because some of them got big mouths, and now he hurting your ego when somebody's just trying to give you some advice. Don't let a person, I don't care, K. Samuels had a personality. You let a person like him dictate your ego's response instead of listen to the information behind it. I've been seeing it all week. That's why I got all this information built up now. I've been watching it all week. The man ain't even got a funeral yet. We don't even know if he's in the ground yet, but you done got him burning in hell with gasoline drawers on. And
then was God paying him back for that? Because he was talking about the black woman.
If he was such a bad person in real life, why would the universe allow him to overcome cancer? If he was such a terrible person, why would he be allowed a platform where some people who were smart enough to admit they got help actually paid their flowers and their homage? And if you want the truth to be known, the man died doing what he wanted to do best. So leave it alone.
And you know why the guys who are upset about it, they wish they were Kevin.
You wish you could die into somebody getting yours.
That's the real deal. That's why you're stealing the breast milk.
You wish. Some people dying with a hammer in their hand. Some people dying making the extra money it took to get themselves out of debt. That man died doing what he loved. If he hated women so much, especially women, he wouldn't have had one in his apartment taking care of him.
They mad about that. John, but we don't know if she's black, Hispanic, or Chinese, or whatever.
Matter. If he was so unrelatable, why was he relating?
He was relating on many parts. See, wait a minute. I didn't put this Zoom link. Ain't nobody came up on Zoom. We want the heat. Quiet as a church mouse. Where you at, Lisa? You said you're here. Come on out. Come on, bring them out. I didn't put the Zoom link out. I didn't connected this right before the show, trying to figure this out.
It's okay. Well, see, that's the thing. The misunderstanding will always hold you back.
Yeah.
Your misunderstanding of, first of all, what you're afraid of will hold you back. I was told that fear is not an emotional response. Fear is a type of faith. Okay? It's a religion. It's a church. You prescribe to it. It ain't even true. And you still believe in it. That's why fear literally gets the same level of prestige as a church. What you fear, you don't ever try to fix sometimes. Because you just stay away. Oh, no. You put a lot of effort not loving it. You put a lot of effort not being around it. You put a lot of effort not involving yourself in what you fear. Okay? If I gave you 12 eggs in front of you right now, you probably get pissed at me. Okay? Because it's fear. Okay? You don't realize how many other foods is in and take it down a road of positivity and where it actually changes chemical form. It actually has to exist in many things that you do consume. You haven't approached it from that aspect.
Correct.
It's a fear. It's not ignorance. Okay? I have a fear of heights. So guess what? You might not see me, in an airplane with the door open trying to jump out with a parachute. Okay? But how did I overcome my fear of heights? By doing things that extend my fear. So I could probably say safely at 40 feet, up, I could probably not get anxiety walking across a plank. I could probably do that right now. That's what my level has taken me from. Maybe someday I'll do motocross. Maybe one day I'll do some high jumps when it comes to the half pipe or something like that. But guess what? I'm willing to approach my fear and don't make it my faith.
Right.
And what people do, what you feared in Kevin is that you feared the truth. You fear being told who you really were. No woman wants to hear they're a 6. You know why? But y'all women tell every guy they're 5s and 4s. That's a big problem. That means you find you find a superiority. It's like we ain't even on the same scale. When a woman is like, oh, am I 8, a 9, or a 10? But meanwhile, every guy is a 4, 5, and 6. That means y'all don't even gauge us on the same level.
No, not at all.
You should be able to tell a guy, you know what, based on that conversation I had with him, and now that I've met him, and now that I've seen him, he is an 8, a 9, or 10. Y'all women don't want to admit that. When I say y'all women, the same women that don't like Kevin.
They don't want it.
Y'all be the first ones to prove that we 4, 5s, and 6s. Meanwhile, we got jobs. Meanwhile, we got our own vehicles. Meanwhile, we got our own place to live. We got our own money. We didn't even ask you for nothing. We didn't ask you to pay a bill. We didn't ask to move in. We didn't do nothing. And we still 4, 5s, and 6s?
Baby, please.
But you were 8, 9, or 10 with the kitty cat and the cookies. Get out of here.
Come on. Where
8, 9, and 10 because you was able to get somebody off? Get out of here with that. Okay? We don't even look for you to have a job. We don't look for you to have money. But what we do is for you to have respect. Have respect and dignity for me and you. Forget about just pleasing and submitting. Just have respect for me and you. If you could do that, that's where the relationship starts. If you have respect for yourself, you wouldn't let yourself get out of hand. If you had respect for yourself, you would never have a problem with your whatever your fresh face out of the shower would be. See, I'm using all his isms to show you that it wasn't really that bad.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. But when you have an inflated ego, it's that bad. And when your ego get busted, it's that bad.
All he was honest and consistent.
Yes. His work ethic, from what I understand behind the scenes, was ridiculous.
Of course. He had no other choice. And he wasn't a waster. He definitely, like I said, you can see he bought a couple of watches, maybe a couple pairs of glasses. He definitely indulged in something that he was going to use on his image anyway.
Right.
His outward image was important, but you didn't see him splurging on the next mansion. You didn't see, he definitely moved up the studio level because you could see he was definitely renting rooms at one point, and then he went and got a studio. Okay, now maybe it could have literally been a studio. You know what I'm saying? It's like a studio apartment, but he used it to put his set there. He spent the money on his image. That's it. He's a professional image consultant. She running.
Oh, hey, this is the second runner. I'm going live tomorrow. I want to see the track star. It's the second one. We got two. We got two track stars. I invited remember the screenshot I showed you, right?
Yeah.
I invited her to come up.
I know.
And guess what happened?
She's a runner. She's a track star.
She's a track star. She's a runner. Lisa, I guess we got our own little sayings now. Y'all don't want, we ain't talking about smoke. Smoke is classified to Kevin. We talking about the heat. You do not want the heat over here. Y'all been running. Y'all was, and where my alumni? I want you to say something. I done went and studied videos and went behind the scenes. How do I fix? How do I bring Zoom over into the call and bring it through this? I did my job. I did my work. I'm waiting on you, baby.
I'm telling you, it's evident. And it's okay. Listen, it's okay. Stay in your lane, because on the Autobahn, there is no speed limit.
Dude, I even went live last night. After I went live last night.
Right at the end. I was like, oh, shoot, I saw it right at the end. I was like, oh, shoot, he's on. I
went live last night, and then I went live on Instagram last night.
Okay.
Dude. So y'all can't say LDA, Jono, thinking class, we ain't put in the work. We ain't gave opportunity for you to come up. Only one woman, shout out to her, go follow her channel. Jenny on the Block came up and spoke her piece. I agree with every piece he was saying, but it was her piece. And I made sure it was respectable for all people involved. I did. I was, I could have turned into they want me to be Uncle Larry. I ain't gonna be Uncle Larry up here. Albie want me to turn into Uncle Larry and cook them. Yeah, Jenny from the
in some cases, but if you're really looking to absorb, then we wouldn't be as proficient in our particular message, right?
Yeah.
Said some people's message is harsh, some people's message doesn't have the right delivery, but if you go and listen to it, you might be able to take some pieces to walk away from it. And if you can see that even in your own communication, then why not? We should be able to. We all live on this planet, right? We ain't send nobody away that we didn't agree with yet, right? If we put anybody on a spaceship out of here, tell them don't come back for who we didn't agree with. We don't have that ability, so which means we have to live with each other's opinions. We have to live with each other's thoughts and things. Okay? And the reason why relationships work is because you have made compromises. It's not because you agree. Go back and look at the longest relationships in the world, 45, 50, 60 years. It's not an example of what you agree on. It's an example of what you've forgiven.
Uh-oh, they don't want that. They want to be right.
It's an example of what you compromise. It's your ability to survive a conversation and an argument. It's your ability to think about the greater good of what was going to happen with the two of y'all to survive in the situation and not disagreeing. There's some people that fight all day, all night, but y'all think it's a fight. It's not. That's just the way they talk. That's the evolution of their relationship.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true. I know I've seen a couple like that. Man, they said LDA, they can't handle the heat. They like green peppers.
Exactly.
Dude.
Some of y'all don't realize that the Scotch bonnet is where we was coming from, and you still got pepper flakes in your bottle.
We do, and if they understand that, look at the catalog. We've been helping people, not just women, not just men. We've been helping people get their self together mentally, spiritually, and physically. So now that we talk about this, and I open up the door.
And you don't just have a single person on the show. I'm married. So let's negate that thought too. Don't say that the toxic people don't get married. Guess what? I'm in. This will be in this particular situation. I'm in 17 years. If I'm such a recluse and a screw up, maybe I'm just being the one being forgiven, but maybe we figured it out. Okay? If I can align with a person like him and understand his message, but still be a married man, maybe there's something in there. Maybe I found what I liked about it. I don't idolize the person. Maybe I found what I liked about his message, and maybe I could take it to somebody who may need it.
Right there is word. That's why I'm glad you said that. I want to put a pin right there. It is not about idolizing Kevin Samuels. You YouTubians must understand that. It was the message. That's what was important. The message. Y'all missed it by looking at him for who he was and not looking at the message that what he was delivering. Anytime in history, you study history and you study cycles of life, you realize they always try to crucify the what? The messenger who was delivering the message.
Exactly.
Always.
Including Jesus.
Oh, what?
Including Jesus. They couldn't wait to crucify him.
But that's what I want to cascade this into the next thing. That's why it's so important as we as men, and especially as Black men, we control our image.
Yeah.
John, we got so many compliments. Somebody complimented me about a couple of days ago. It's good to see some intelligent Black men speaking their truth on YouTube. We get that a lot.
Yeah. But it is the truth. We don't promote rhetoric.
No.
And what you're gonna see, and I don't know if I can, really divulge this right away, but I think it's safe to say, we should be taking current events and telling you exactly where we think is our opinion on it. We should be telling people that. We're not stuck in a world where we don't watch the news. We're not stuck in a world where we don't understand what's going on out here. We see it. And to have two very different but agreed upon perspectives is probably a breath of fresh air for some of you. And that's what you should be looking for. Perspective, not rhetoric, not law, not idolization. Perspective.
That's it. That's the difference. That is the difference. And you're right. We have to talk about the current events so that you can digest them through the what? Modality of the thinking class.
Yeah.
Got to.
We already have our foundation. We have our litany has already been set. But we need to apply it to what the world is saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Dante, good. This is good, Deck. This is good, Dante. All prophets fear that ideologies, message would be second to their messenger. The message should always be first. Correct.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody earlier today. It's bad news, but I had to tell it. I'm a client. It's my responsibility to bring you the news, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
They always say the word, don't kill the messenger. The reason why I say that is because the message is necessary. You may not like me delivering it. That's what Kevin was. He saw that the message was not being delivered. You guys are talking about this and not telling the women. I'm going to tell them. But the men should be the one hating them, not the women.
Right.
The men's like, you snitched on us, you gave away our, you told them what they need to hear. But you know what? Women have been doing that for years.
That's right.
Women have been keeping their secrets to themselves. And then when the movement started, you started getting it in the 80s and the 90s. You started getting it full force. Oh, he a dog. Oh, he don't know how to treat a woman. Oh, he don't have this. He don't have that. And we started listening. We started getting right. We started to not be the dogs that you told us we were. And now that we done fixed ourselves up, we waiting for you to fix yourself up, and you're still stuck behind the mirror, not seeing the problem. You ain't turned the mirror around. You kept showing us the mirror, and you ain't turned the mirror around yourself.
Right. For years, man. I can say I know. Since the 80s, I done heard so many disparaging things about what men, and particularly what black men ain't doing. I heard it. I heard it in the news. I heard it at college. I heard it over here. I even heard it at church.
I remember coming up in the 80s and the 90s. I done heard it through the movies. I done heard it like through every black movie. It was some type of dogged out personality that the man had, and the woman was sitting there taking care of the children and getting and crying all the time because of the way they were being treated. That portrayal was not even in my household, and I was wondering why was it in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it went quiet, right? In the 2010s, it went quiet because you know what? What we started to do was having a level playing ground. You stop getting the dogs. You start seeing the people who weren't valuable. They had the ability to stay home because all your conveniences are home now. You don't got to go out in the wild. You got the internet. You can go watch, P-Hub. You can go watch, do all that stuff. You don't have to now you don't have to be a loser and align yourself with another woman and make her a loser too. You can do that all by yourself now.
Right. Don't need them.
You get deliveries. You can get all the stuff coming to you. You can stay in your house and you would never appear as they like somebody bad to some woman. That's the even playing ground because women was doing that for years. And then now the next evolution was them speaking out about the fact that there's nobody available. Wait a minute. We now showing up at the jobs at 50% rate. It was less than that before. Now we showing out with the good jobs. They showing out everything. But guess what? The men was just being quiet. They went back and fixed themselves. And now you have the highest amount because black men have so much to prove. They have the highest amount of growth in any community. We ain't getting thrown in jail no more for drugs. We ain't getting thrown in jail for these small petty crimes. Even the states are starting to be forgiving for these petty crimes that we were getting thrown in jail for. Okay? So now we got to prove ourselves to be better. And now we're looking for who our partners are going to be. And guess who didn't fix nothing?
Uh-oh. And Jono did, and my mother's black, my sister's black, my nieces and my dear nieces are black. My grandmothers. But I'm here to tell you, if certain women, black women, have not fixed themselves, other cultures have been been watching and saying, there go that black man. Let me grab him and treat him well.
It's true. You can go back to now it's pretty old, right? Waiting to Exhale, pretty old movie, right?
Yeah.
Y'all saw what they were trying to do is portray all the black men in that movie as toxic. But what you didn't see is that every woman had the equal level of toxicity. And they did it together.
Yes.
None of those men were conspiring and talking to each other. No. The women would conspire to each other and were just as toxic.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were. Very toxic.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Like I said, in my family, I don't have those examples, so I'm sorry. I didn't grow up that way. I'm looking at like, wow, this is some ratchet mess.
Right. But it was already known the men were bad.
Only the men were bad. They're the ones like, so the men being completely honest, you were mad about him. Remember the guy that had a wife? He was honest. He was honest about his relationship. He had his wife. They on the rocks. He may not have wanted to end that relationship.
Baby, sunshine, get me back.
His character was like, what do I do? What do I do? You still asking questions. You don't realize this man's being totally honest with you, and you don't realize that's bad for you.
Right. Correct.
It was about choice.
That's all it was about. So definitely, y'all got to see the whole narrative. Whoever controls and whoever presents the image in front of the people controls the mind of the people. And that's what they were doing with the whole message with Waiting to Exhale and all those movies during their time. Even as Kevin brought up the Color Purple. My father couldn't watch it. He couldn't stand the movie. Couldn't stand it. Even with Color Purple, it was always to demonize, humiliate, and shame men, and particularly black men. Why? Why? That's the question you need to ask women, and that's the question you need to ask men. Because if you look at it, like I said with Sandra Ali back in the 90s, who was mad at her? Not the black men, the black women. Who wanted to get her? The black women. Who was after Kevin? The black women. So it makes me wonder, why are you so mad, sister? Why are you so mad? Why would you try to hurt your own sister, Sandra Ali? May God grace be upon her. Why would you be after her?
It's because this. Remember, it started when the equal rights movement, not just for black people, for women. Okay, when that started, they didn't want that momentum to stop. It's the same thing now with African American people getting more and more, and you starting to see the playing field is definitely getting more even. But what's the next community coming up, making sure they get all their stuff? The LGBT community, right? What happens is everybody's starting to see who's getting theirs. They don't want to stop the momentum, okay? And unfortunately, whether you want to believe it or not, if black people were being held back, the first group before black people, it was women. Okay, the women were being held back from everything. They didn't want you in the boardroom. They didn't want you at the voting polls. They didn't want you anywhere but the kitchen. Okay, and what happened was with the women's movement rights, what happened was you started getting your rights. You started getting your recognition. And what happens is you didn't want that to stop. But guess what? You can push so far into the point where you're in the delusional phase. We didn't want you to stop getting equal. You could go get the same salary. You can go get the same voting rights. You can go get even the same type of physically demanding jobs. We're not saying that's not what you deserve. What you're supposed to do is stop dogging out men because of it.
John, you didn't listen to the live last night on Instagram, but Jenny from the block said what you just said. She said the modern women rather have red bottoms and buy a bunch of jeans than deal with a man. In so many words.
It wasn't supposed to be your enemy. You're supposed to come to the table as an even partner.
Yes. Yes.
When I divorced my first wife, it was comforting knowing that we were splitting amicably and evenly. Mm-hmm. You deserve what you got. I deserve what I got. We could walk away with a smile. We did not have to go to court. We signed our paperwork at a notary in a card and gift shop. That's how cooperative we were at the very end. And that's what the reason why I'm giving you an example is because you have to choose that. That's a choice.
It's a choice.
You could choose to be cooperative with a man even when he's no longer going to be in your life. You could choose it, but you got to decide that this person's not your enemy.
Ah, there it is.
This is the part of you that you could use as a tool. I'm not going to say you're a better half because I don't believe in halves. I don't believe in halves. I believe I'm one person and you're one person, and I can take your strengths and use them in my ability, and you can take my strengths and use them in your ability. Me and wife have separate accounts, and then we have joint accounts. It ain't supposed to be us being complete because we exist each other. No, you're supposed to take your advantages and you use them and grow, and then when you need me, get in the joint account. We'll do it together.
Correct.
We need to go rent a car. Okay, let's use that credit card. Use that credit card with the best interest rate because you got the advantage and I didn't. You see, you're supposed to be using what multiplies you, not what divides you.
And right there is the message that has been so not heard. And we've been saying it for months over here. When you get with somebody, it is about what? Multiplication and not division. We've been saying it for months.
We have you should actually take responsibility for that. If you just got that and just decided not to be in this argumentative world of trying to disagree with everybody, you would see where the message really was coming from.
Good. I like that. The secret to walking is knowing where the rocks are. Bootsy Collins.
We should learn to have an open eye for who wants to literally help. And you're not supposed to look at the delivery. Okay? You may not like the guy that delivered your Domino's, but you're gonna eat the pizza.
Say that again for those in the back of the stadium, because they missed that. Say that again, Jono.
You may not know or like the guy who delivers your pizza, but you're gonna eat the Domino's. And that's the thing. You were looking at Kevin instead of looking at what he was trying to serve you. He was trying to serve you something you should be paying attention to. A feather in your cap, something to put in your back pocket. He did not have to be the best looking person. He did not have to be the most accomplished person. He actually wasn't that accomplished.
Bing bong.
Anybody can go buy 3 jackets. Steve Harvey told you how to do that. Steve Harvey taught you how to buy 5 suits and 5 shirts and make it work. Okay? He just listened to Steve Harvey. You hear what I'm saying? In his look. His image ain't that new. Okay? His image was not that classic. Okay? What he was just trying to make the appearance so at least you wouldn't ignore him.
Correct.
The person in the back of the room could be whispering, "Hey guys, I need you to do this." And nobody would listen. What he did was he started shouting in the back of the room and y'all started turning around looking.
That's exactly what happened. What do we notice? That's behind the scenes.
See, we see that part of it. What you see is a man trying to be toxic, and that's wrong.
Right.
Toxicity really starts with you.
Correct.
Okay? When you see toxicity, you should be trying to figure out why is that attracted to me and why am I literally resonating with it right now. That's what you should be looking for. You should not be looking for why this person should be away from me. You got to realize why you attracted the toxicity towards you, because there's something inside you that you need to fix.
See, when you say that, we've been teaching that for the longest. You can't say that men are toxic and all like that, and you not realize the amount of toxicity that is in your own damn system. You can't.
You can't hate Kevin Samuels and then like a Dumar. You can't do it.
And he even acknowledged Omar Johnson even gave a nice shout out to Kevin Samuels. He said, "I'm disgusted with these black women."
Yeah.
For him to even say that, you know he be cupcaking.
Words. You mad that he ain't say that? That wasn't his message the whole time. Y'all got some nerve getting mad at somebody that was trying to give you baby. You mad at somebody didn't give you baby food this month.
That's exactly it.
Okay? Look at the economy. We out of baby formula. It's time to grow up. The economy has no more babies. There's too many babies.
That's it.
Okay? Not enough formula. You need to start to get on some Gerber graduates, or maybe start having some rice and some, solid food. All right? Stop looking for the easy message. Okay? If somebody told you that you are $2,000 short on your bills next month and didn't spoon feed it to you, and you just don't listen, what happens is you're going to be short and you're going to be mad when the universe didn't help you. Now you're looking for the handout after the help. But if somebody told you with good forecasting, your choices are going to be making you $2,000 short, and you better stop right now. If you don't stop, matter of fact, give me your credit cards. I'm going to cut them up right now. You don't like that delivery, but it would have saved your ASS. I'm very blunt with you, LDA, right? I'm blunt. Like, listen, dude, and it pains me to come out that way sometimes, but why, if the one thing that we've been doing here is spending our time, why do we want to waste it? There's no point in wasting. There's no point in repeating, and there's no point in wasting it. We spend too much of our valuable time. But that's what's necessary in some situations. And if I don't recognize that, I can't impose it. And that's what he recognized, and he imposed it.
Right. That's why you got a new version of LDA and Jono. you're going to see this heat. You're going to get this heat. Snap your wigs down, get your glue in, make sure your fingertips are on, because you're going to get this heat. Don't get this heat. And like I said last night, I don't care who it is. My father, my grandfather said, everybody get the belt. Everybody going to get the belt up in here. There's no, and I mean that figuratively, but everyone's going to get the heat. Everybody going to get it, because I can't say nothing just to women and neglect that the men are just as jacked up too. That don't make sense.
We all got to pay.
Yeah.
Because we all got to live here. And what I did notice that when he did come, he probably had some PTSD from his own messages. Did you notice that? He was going, balls to the wall with all the guy stuff for so many years. When it came to approaching guys, he was a little reserved. He gave people like this, I respect my blue collar worker. I respect this. He would give people their platform before he would, hand them the belt. And what I noticed is that he probably definitely understood the message now. He didn't get to the point of understanding the black woman. He didn't get to that point. He was too far into the message to care.
Right. But I'm going to say something, John. And I know they ain't going to like it. But at some point, you women chose to go up on his platform. 1, 2, you came there with your stank attitude trying to prove him wrong on his platform.
How could he shoehorn you into, I know you're single. Look, you got the single woman tell. You got the smoke detector beeping. And we're sitting there like, she didn't even hear it.
Right.
She didn't even hear it. And that's just one instance. I saw at least four times that happened. So in his mind, he ain't wrong. How could he be wrong if he proved it? How could he be wrong when he told you can't even put your camera straight? How many times he had to prove why you weren't coming on my show with a bonnet? Y'all made yourselves look bad.
Thank you. You women made yourself. How are you going to get up on, this man is national, and your breast about to hang out over here, and you come in like this, and then you got the camera. He said, hold the camera straight. And then the one time, Lord is the baby in the background. Hey, mommy, I want some potato chips. Come on, you women.
That's the familiarity. That you be doing that to all your people, and they don't care.
Right.
When you go to a national platform, you look messy, sloppy, ratchet. You look all the stuff that you're mad at him for highlighting, but he didn't highlight it. You did.
You did. My sister actually said, Lawrence, I don't understand why these women went up there looking like that. I said, Lisa,
he proved his point.
Huh?
I'm gonna make you famous. Remember?
Yeah, I'll make you famous.
You made yourself famous. He did not have to prove it. All he did was extenuate the obvious.
That's all he did. With a bonnet on, one eyelash on, you want a high value man, but you work at Target, he exposed it. Why are you mad?
Remember the bus driver?
Oh,
bus driver?
Oh my God.
We're sitting there like, you did this to yourself.
Wait a minute. What about the one, since we're going to go memory lane, I'm holding now because my stuff is so good. What? What? You keeping it in a jar. You keeping the kitty cat in the jar because it's so good, and you don't get out of it.
Listen, you keep fine wine in a jar. Some people got ginger ale. That stuff's going to expire. You better go use it. Some of you got effervescence. You don't have fine wine, okay? You got that, what you call CO2 that's going to go bad soon. You need to use it.
I wasn't going to say something else, but I'm trying to be cool. I was going to say something else when you said that CO2. I would have done about Victoria Maxigale, but not Maxigale, but Maxigale. Anyway, but yeah, Y'all went on there and you exposed exactly what he was saying. You went right into you went just like this, right into it. You can't fight it. Only very rarely did I see the what? What did he say? She was really nice. That's what made her number go up. We didn't agree, but she was at least congenial.
Yeah, because that's part of it. Okay, for you women, it's all about looks when it comes to dating a guy. But with a guy, it's not just about looks for that number. It literally is your personality can take it further.
That's it.
You could be, I don't care, you could be a 12 and a half and go down to a 6 with your mouth.
Whew, man. Man, I got a story. I can't even tell the story here. It was a situation where that happened. Girl was cold. She got to talking real slick. It's like the sliding scale went down. 5, 4, 3, 2.
We have a scale. Men have a scale. It starts right at the waistline. It starts up like this. As soon as you start talking, it goes like this. Okay? We got our own radar. It works naturally.
Oh, naturally.
Trust me, when we see you, it definitely starts in the up and up. And guess what? As soon as you start talking, you blah, 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 you goes, yeah. Okay.
Let me say this. It's funny because we hear this, that a lot of men talk themselves out of the kitty cat. But a lot of you women have talked yourself out of good men because of your mouth. A lot of you women have talked yourself, your attitude, your way you carry yourself, your character has got you out of dealing with a man that you say you want will be high value, who was looking at you but chose not to because he didn't want to deal with your sugar on the iced tea. That's just real talk. I can think of some women now like, man, she cold, but she start opening her mouth, she start talking. I'm like, I'm good, cuz. I'm good. I don't feel like first thing I think, John, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. She's too much of a headache.
You're right. It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
Remember, you're talking to a guy. You're not just talking to single guys. You're talking to guys that might be in almost situations. It's complicated. You might be talking to guys that are dating. You may be talking to guys that are in full-on relationships, and maybe some in marriages. Your competition is on a lot of different levels. Okay? You know not everybody's going to be single. But your ability to relate to that person is so important because they may have to make decisions to change, make a whole life change because of you.
Right.
What if that happen? You think a person that makes $100,000 plus a year, plus they have a house and everything, you think they're not already in a relationship? Or at least have access to it? That's what you think. You think they're walking around single looking for you. They're not. They got a black book. They got a black book. I got a black book up there. They got a black book. My phone book, even though I'm not single, I got a phone book with 3,000 phone numbers in it. That's my contact network. No, that's not girls. No, it's clients, people that I know, people that I can interact with, people that bring value to my life. But guess what? That's what the high value man has. And you don't bring him nothing.
But a headache and a wet behind.
Especially those of you who bring the problems first. Oh my God.
Baby.
You think that's how you track a man? By telling him what's wrong with you? You want him to come save you on a white horse? Stop that. You better show him exactly how congruent you could be. Yeah, he got to pay the first date. Yeah, he got to hold the door open. But guess what? You better jump in the next time.
I'm telling you.
Like you part of this. This ain't a, people take courtship. And this is super important. You better listen to this. Women take courtship like it's their time to shine. It's almost like y'all going on a rehearsal dinner and y'all getting married the next day. It's all about me. It's all about me. Well, guess what? It will be a very short-lived situation because you haven't taken the time to put effort into it. Men are willing to do these very simple chivalrous things because you are supposed to do your part too.
That's it, Jono.
If you don't grab that man's hand at some point in the date, he ain't gonna talk to you no more. If you don't go sit on his side of the table at some point in the date, he ain't gonna talk to you no more.
Ooh, we got another.
If he opened the door open for you and you get to the end of that date and you somehow end up in the same car, maybe you know, I don't know, the new way is the Uber. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you agreed to get in the car with him at the end of that day and you don't find a way to pop that door, you may not see him again.
Dude,
you got to do your part. And some of y'all have not realized what your part is because you're so focused on what you used to getting.
We got to do a show on that, man. We got to do a show dedicated to that. We got to do a show dedicated to that.
What am I supposed to do?
Dude. That right there, if you do not do your part, sisters, baby, don't you get mad when you say, I don't want to hear nothing out your mouth that ain't no good men. Don't you dare say that. And your part is not always cracking your legs open.
It's not even submission.
No.
It's not even submission. It's just being courteous. This was a while ago, very long time ago, but I was on a date with somebody, and what did she do? We was at a hibachi, all right? We was at a hibachi steakhouse. You know, all the knives are flying, all the onions got the smoke coming out of it and everything. And what did she do? While we was getting served, you know, I was teaching her how to use chopsticks, right? She knew how to use chopsticks, so I showed her how to use the chopsticks. You know, after she learned from the technique I showed her, she didn't just start grabbing up. She grabbed a piece of something out of my plate and gave it to me.
Come on.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to just take what you're given and keep it to yourself.
All numbers went down on that one, John. I watched the numbers go.
I didn't like hearing that one.
They don't want to hear that. No.
Oh, you're serving a man.
Yeah.
No, what she was doing, being thankful for the situation.
Yes. Dude.
In fact, she went even further and she went and talked to the waiter and told him his drink's almost empty. Make sure you fill it up. And I was like, oh, yo, that's a keeper.
That's a keeper. But
like his drink is 3/4 done. Like she made like I was like, you don't have to go. You don't have to do all that. I don't want a problem here. No. I'm just letting you know he's almost done. Bring him another one. Don't take his drink. Get him another one.
See,
she wanted to make sure that the party kept going. And she didn't get her own glass filled. I went in turn, did it for her. You see, that's how you do it. You're supposed to do things together.
They don't want that, man. I want my nails done, and it's all about me. You keep shaking that head, you're gonna be what he said. You will die alone with a cat dog and a dog and another dog named Fido.
He was like, "What do you like? What do you like? You like cats or dogs? What does that matter, Kevin? Because you got to pick one. You're gonna pick one and die alone."
Because they don't want to dude. Any man in here who's listening would agree with us. What time is it? We're at, oh man, it's 2. Any man in here, we're going to do a show just on that. I think that'd be we got to do a show on that. We gonna do a show. Y'all want the heat? If you want a show about, we're gonna talk about women, what they need to do when they go out with men. Let us know in the chat room. I think that would be a good one. I think everybody, their numbers that went down on there. Like, wait a minute. Nobody want to come on a Zoom. I didn't say this.
I got mad and slammed the door.
Yeah, oh shit, forget that. I come on another time. All right, nobody came on Zoom, but we're gonna do a show just on that. Because if you think it's all about you, boo-boo, you got it mixed up. John, I got this Zoom going. Ain't nobody popped on here. No go, boop, nothing.
We were looking for the heat, man.
Where the heat, sisters?
I was hoping Lizzo would show up. It was Lisa. I'm sorry. It was Lisa, right? So, my bad.
Lisa.
My bad.
No. They want to go show up. With that being said, hey, this is Lawrence Diab. This is Jono. This is the thinking class. Wait. Not Antonio. Okay. You come at the end, brother. We come at the end. Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of times people forget to give and take things. Right. Shout out to you, brother. But yeah, I'm marking this Zoom thing and go nothing. Nobody said I ain't going no participant but you. They don't want this heat, man. They're afraid. They're afraid of us because they don't realize we're coming from a place of love. So that being said, you got anything else, John? Because you know these women. I got something to tell you afterwards after this thing.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm done then.
Yeah, I got something else to do. And got mad. They got mad. They got the first.
You see the smoke between the ears. You said the heat. The smoke's coming out of the ears.
Yeah, they came. They didn't want to come up. The young lady who said something earlier this week or whenever said, about what's the saying that happened to me, happened to Kevin. She gonna come up. She coming up. Lisa, we waiting on you to come up. My alumni. I want you, Josetta. I'm calling you out. Come on up. Yanni, come on up. Where the women at? Come on up. I done gave the what? Invitation. Now it's time for the invocation. That's what keep pushing the real. Yep, it'll catch. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Well, this is the thinking class. Guess what? We ain't done yet, man. I didn't think I was gonna do 2 shows yesterday because I missed out doing the day. Jeez. And you know what? Let me say this. Shout out to. You talked about women, John, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You talked about women yesterday, right? You talked about women today, right? About them giving, right? Mm-hmm. I got a text message from a woman that's part of the thinking class. LDA, are you okay? Just checking because I was looking for the show. A woman. I'm just making sure you didn't do the show yesterday. Or is everything okay?
Oh, maybe it's the other girl. I thought you went and took the same transition as Kevin, and now you're not on no more.
Yes, he does. I mean, really get him. Yes.
Oh my God.
He's not on at 12:30. That's what I'm talking about. She texted me to say, "Are you okay? I didn't see you on." Right there. That's to be celebrated. That's to be celebrated. So y'all think we coming at the women? Think about the women who are faithfully every day, Monday through Friday in the thinking class participating. That's what I'm talking about. Hey man, I got nothing else to say. I'm about to get out. Where the music at? Oh boy, we're gonna talk about these women. All they want to do is go on day eat. Don't do nothing. Eat.
You admit it, right? I'm here for the food.
Yeah. Food date. Think heifer. Came and grab your hand. Try to hug them. They squirm out like a slinky out your hand. Y'all better stop that. What it really said, you wasn't really that into me. That's what it was. You only wanted me for my so what I was going to give you, and not what you
the resources.
Right. You weren't into me. I got you. Oh shoot. I gotta tell you what happened yesterday, man. Boy, big.
What?
Oh yeah, let me stop. Alan will call me. I'm gonna tell you what she did was she texted.